Here we are today, live with Christopher Taylor, and we're recording here in Dillon, South Carolina. The topic we're going to speak on today is Soldier to Civilian, the life. And what we mean by that is what happens when a soldier returns home, or what do they feel? What really goes on? So here today we have Christopher Taylor II, retired Staff Sergeant of the U.S. Army for
9 years, 3 months.
Well, 9 years, 3 months. Christopher Taylor II. We're going to be speaking on what it's like returning to civilization from a soldier's perspective. And with that being said, without further ado, this is Staff Sergeant Taylor. If you could, introduce yourself.
I'm retired Staff Sergeant Chris Taylor from Dillon, South Carolina. Did 9 years in the military.
Just a little rundown. How did it feel coming back home for the first time after being on a long deployment?
Well, honestly, it felt decent coming in. Just to be back. That was the initial onset. Plus, at the same time, I was in a place overseas where I deployed from. So going back, I wasn't quite home yet, but knew I had the freedom to go home that I didn't have before. But at the same time, I had the same people that I did my time with. So it was more like being home, because after that type of environment, you become family. So it was gratifying as far as coming back with people that could relate to where you are, that's been a part of the same deal. So,
well, tell us a little bit about the picture in the background. Give us a little insight. Give us the story behind it.
Well, this is actually a picture from where we came in for our deployment. This is my team chief, Sergeant Rogers. That was shortly after I had just got promoted, about 3 years in the service, to Sergeant E5. Beside him, that's Phil. Well, Phil. Behind me is me and my boy A-Camp. That's behind me. To his right is one of our teammates, Gant, and then far bottom over here is Bennett.
Got you. Well, after what might have seemed like, I can imagine, being that I'm in it with you too. What was your first thought when you knew you were going to come, when you were coming back home after this long, rigorous deployment? What did you feel? What was going through you? What did you think? What were you worried about?
Honestly, it was finally a thing of back to freedom, like just being able to relax and kick back and not have to worry about, or had the thought of not having to worry so much about anything going on where you are, where you're about to go to getting up out of there. So I don't know, it was kind of itchy, because you had some teams that was coming back and they dealt with certain issues with getting their stuff transported using some of the local nationals over there. So you still had your issues, but you just more relieved knowing that you're going home after about a year or so being in the sandbox. So
Not all wounds are visible. 75% of returning soldiers from deployments are affected by PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. This is one major part of the complications of returning home as a soldier to civilian life. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you for your service. We're in it together, brother. This is Willie Manning with Christopher Taylor here in Dillon County. Soldier to civilian, the life. Please stay safe until next time. Make sure you check us out at www.squadfamproductions.com.